Hello, it's Saturday the 8th of November 2014. A warm welcome along to today's United Kingdom talk, where it is windy and wet outside once again. I've never known so many storms to batter us here in the UK, one after another. It just goes on and on. It really does. And my heart goes out to those people in Somerset and down in the southwest of the country. Dawlish, Devon, Somerset. What's the other one down there? Cornwall. They really are taking the brunt of it. Awful, huge areas now are underwater. People's homes flooded. Can you imagine what it's like to have your home flooded? You know, to go downstairs and be like knee deep in water or something like that. And even when the flood waters have gone, you've got to chuck everything out, you know. It's not just a case of drying it out, because apparently all these modern things we have, wooden items, and what do they put walls up with? What's that called? Plasterboard, stuff like that. All the water and the bad stuff in water, bacteria and I suppose viruses and things like that, they all go into the plaster. So although you think the house has dried out, these bad things are now in your wall and they start growing. Very, very dangerous. And they chuck off spores and people breathe them in. It's awful. Awful. So, I mean, oh God, you know, I hope you never have to go for a flood. I really don't. Got to say good morning to Marj this morning, who's with us bright and early this morning. Good morning, Marj. Nice to hear from you, dear. Okay? She's here already this morning. She has about 200 Skypes now. I don't understand people who have more than one Skype. I've only ever had one Skype, Marj. I've only had one Skype, one Facebook. Some people have got multiple accounts. I never quite understand that. Why have people got multiple Skype accounts, eh? Tell me. Tell me now. And good morning to Paul, who's also with us this morning, having trouble with some recording software, or Audacity, or what is it, Audacity? Can't remember what it's called. Audio City or something like that, isn't it? Good morning, Paul. Can't help you with that, I'm afraid. All right. Thank you very, very much for all your wonderful birthday messages, which I received on Wednesday. I'm now the grand age of 51. 51. How on earth did I get to that in a flash? Believe me, I know some young people watch this programme. My nephew, Brandon, he's 17, aren't you? Brandon's 17. Believe me, Brandon, when you're 50, okay, Brandon, so when you're 50, I'll be 17, 27, 37, 47, 50, so it's 33, that's 50, 60, 70, 83. I'll be 83. Is that right? 50, 60, 70, 83. Yes, when you're 50, hopefully, God willing, above, I will be 83. And when you get to 50, I want you to remember this moment that Chris Reardon was right on his show when he said, I will get to 50 in a flash. You may think it's a long way off, but it's not. You'll be, bang, oh my God, I'm 50 today, and I want the first thing you think about in the morning to be me. That bloke was right. I got to 50 in a flash. It's all so quick. It is. Where has the time gone? And hopefully by then, Brandon, you will have picked up loads of wonderful, wonderful memories. Memories light the corners of your mind. Misty watered coloured memories of the way we were. You think that when you first get up. There are older people, even older people than me, watching this programme. Unbelievable. People who are perhaps... I wonder who is the oldest person watching either the live or recorded version of this show. If you're with us today, a very good morning to you. How do you know if this is live or it's a recording? We'll have a little look at your clock. It is coming up to 6 minutes past 12, midday, on Saturday the 8th of February 2014. UK time. If that's the time where you are now, you are indeed with us live. And you can join in live if you want to. There are 2 ways, 3 ways to join in, 4 ways now. There are now 4 ways to join in live. You can either use Skype. My Skype username is all one word, Chris Reardon. Okay? All one word, Chris Reardon. CHRISREARDON. That's my Skype username. There's a phone number, 020 8133 6358. That's a local London number. It is not a premium rate number. You pay local call, okay? Local London number, 020 8133 6358. If you're watching a recording, you may like to join in by email. Email address, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Doesn't matter when you send that email in, it'll come up on the next show, okay? Unless you send it in while we're live, in which case I'll read it out now. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. And there's also now Twitter. Now, the whole Twitter thing, I've always found a bit of a complicated issue. I won't lie to you. I've never quite understood it. I learnt a new thing this week on Twitter. And that is, if you want someone to notice the tweet, I always use that hashtag thing. So if I was doing, say, a karaoke at, let me think, Belushi's, right? Then I used to put hashtag karaoke, hashtag Belushi's. But I found that with hashtags, it's not the same. If you put at there, then everyone on that sort of email, Belushi's, will see it. So now I've learnt to do that this week. I do find the whole Twitter thing a little bit confusing, but if you want to try that, my Twitter username is Chris Reardon UK. You could tweet to Chris. In fact, I'd like you to try that today. If you've got Twitter, please try tweeting to Chris Reardon UK. Why have I got that? Well, because everyone else seems to use it, and you need to keep up with things, don't you? Anyway, let's go to the phones. Marj is on the phone already this morning. Good morning, Marj. Coming Skype via Oklahoma, US of A.
Good morning.
Good morning, Marj. How are you today?
Am I live?
Huh?
I'm hearing my echo. Hang on. I'm echoing back through your mic.
Oh dear, that's not working very well for you today, Marj.
No. Usually I don't hear myself.
You're fading in and out, I'm afraid. Fading in and out. I've been fading for years. You're fading this morning, Marj. Fading.
Wait a minute.
You'll have to close something down on that little old laptop of yours.
How about now?
Huh?
Well, darn it.
No. Bits and pieces, Marj. Sorry.
I don't know what's wrong.
No, well, maybe the internet connection isn't very good today. Because you're on like a half a meg or something like that, aren't you?
No, I guess I'm hearing myself through your mic. And usually you have that muted.
Ah, now that's a little bit better.
Well,
it's not a case of turning your mic up. It's as you got something else running on the computer, maybe using the bandwidth.
I turned everything off before I started. Now I'm not hearing myself.
Yeah, that sounds good now. You sound good now, Marj. Good morning.
Well, okay, we'll try. If not, I'll quit.
Paul says he's loving the red phone. I've got two red phones in here, Paul. Paul, I don't know if you've ever noticed. I have a the wire's a little bit. Don't know if you can. Oh yes, you can. I have a trim phone. Check my trim phone now. We love trim phones, like the modern equivalent. You can buy these trim phones now, incidentally, boys and girls, here in the UK. I saw them. Where did I see them this week? Oh, I went somewhere. It might have been John Lewis, and they're not dear. They're about 30 quid. 30 quid for a wonderful old-fashioned trim phone. Do you like old-fashioned things, Marj? Is that why you watch this show?
Oh yeah, but I don't think you're old-fashioned. You're a kid compared to me.
How old are you then, Marj? Are you possibly the oldest person with us today?
Well, mentally I'm about 5 years old, but 54.
54? Well, it's only 4 years older than me, Marj.
Oh, I know it, but physically I'm probably 80.
Eh?
Physically I'm 80. I've already lost all my teeth. No.
Oh, Marj, I'm very excited. I think a tweet has come in. Just a minute. Just a minute. Let me see.
Tweet.
Oh yes, from Fagash Lil. Fagash Lil in Brighton says, "Do I really have to tweet to you?" No, you don't have to. You don't have to, but it just shows me that it works. Is that the only one? What are these things here? Connect. Oh, hang on a minute. I love CFC 2013. Good afternoon, Chris. Watching your show. Hope you're well. Twitter is easy, and that's from. Who's this from? I love LCFC. Is that Liverpool Football Club? Is it 2013? Good morning. Oh well, 2 tweets then. That kind of works, doesn't it? I think. It works. Yeah, just about works. How are you today, Marj? What's the weather like in Oklahoma? Still cold?
Frigid. I mean, bone chilling. Ooh. 2 dogs under the cover, frigid. I mean, you need to get. I mean, it's been cold.
Do you take your pets to bed?
Well, that's what we call it. You know, whenever it gets cold weather, if you got a dog, put it on the covers. You know. Actually, I want to tell you what happened to me on my minivan. It's a very interesting story. My battery was old, so I decided.
Oh, Marj, that's really noisy. Your phone now.
Noisy?
Yeah, really noisy.
How about now? Is it messed up?
That's better. Go on.
I think I got a loose connection.
Yes.
Between my ears. Anyway, my minivan's battery was getting old, so I decided to go to Walmart to buy, get a new battery. So I took it down there, and the boy, well, let me back up. When I bought it used, the cables were on the wrong direction. The one that goes on positive was black, and the one that goes on negative, it was the opposite what it's supposed to be.
Well, you don't want to do that to a car battery. Oh my God, they go bang. No, I said the cables were already,
it was the color codes, what I'm saying, not the cables physically being backwards.
Right.
Whoever put new cables on, they put the wrong colors of cables back, so I didn't know this. But anyway, the mechanic didn't notice it either when he took the battery off. So he put the new battery on, and of course, you know what happened. Kabam! Yes. I saw it spark. Well, they went ahead and pulled it out and gave me my van. Said, "There you go, ma'am." And I got in, and there was no charging system, no charging at all. I said, "Okay, what? I know what happened." So I went back in, and they started going on about the colors. I said, You're talking to a person who was raised by a mechanic, who actually worked in a dealership for years, I said, you visually look at a car before you start. He should have noticed those cables before he even started.
Yes.
Told me, said, yeah. Because I didn't know, I didn't know they were different colors. I mean, I bought the thing used. So, anyway, they tried to get out of it, okay? So, and they said, nah, we go by color code. We go by the book.
Well, you think would know that? You think they would know that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and so of course I talked to the service manager, the manager that in the automotive, and that's what he told me. I said, "Yeah, you're going to try to get out of it." So anyway, the next day I was about to cry. I was trying to rake up money to get this alternator, and they blowed up my alternators. What they did, I went to the mechanic, and he charged me $50, which was pretty good to put for the labor, and then the alternator was $125. And he installed it, so I took it back down. I said, I got to go over his head. So I thought, I'll go to corporate manager. Well, that was no good. But I went too far. I went to the store manager. That's the one over the automotive manager.
Yes.
And I told him about it. And he said, well, he should have known that. I said, yes. I worked in a dealership for 3 years. I know the procedure,
That was his fault then. Did they replace the alternator?
It was his fault. He didn't do a visual inspection of the car before he started.
Did they replace the alternator as well?
They replaced my alternator.
With a new one?
The labor.
Oh, that's handy.
So I got a brand new battery, brand new alternator for $100.
No, that's not bad.
I said,
when we was in the States, we never actually made it to a Walmart, rather disappointingly. There wasn't one near us, International Drive. There were little supermarkets. I can't think of the name of them now. There were quite a few of these little supermarkets.
Dollar store, Dollar Tree?
Not Dollar Tree, no.
Family Dollar?
No, wasn't a dollar. Wasn't anything to do. Nothing with the word dollar on it.
Sears?
No.
J.C. Penney's and all those places.
No, supermarket.
Supermarket.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
little ones. There were quite a few of this particular brand down the International Drive, but no Walmarts nearby.
Well,
so
the places that you shop in, I can't even afford.
We were quite, but you say
for
that.
You, it's a different.
Us,
it's funny how different
cheap.
it is.
It was cheap.
For you, it's cheap, but for me, it's expensive. I can't shop in places like that.
And I've got one of my new jumpers on today.
Yeah, nice.
I think it's Armani, this one. Armani.
I was just explaining about how tragedy, you think, something's horrible, and it turns into a blessing.
Yeah.
You know? I got it. And plus, the next day, let me tell you one more. I know it's not really fancy information, but for a poor Girl, this is really wonderful. You know, my dog's warming bed quit. They're like $50. I said, okay, here's another expense. I have no work because I'm sitting at home. There's ice, snow, so I'm not working, you know. So anyway, I said, well, I've got to get my little dog her bed because she just freezes to death, even with all the coats and everything I put on her, you know. And so
poor little thing.
Yeah, she stays cold. So I went to Orchlands, and that's a little farm and equipment selling place. And they had the warming dog beds, 3 left, out on clearance sale.
Would you plug
regularly $50 for $7 each.
Do you plug those in? Do you? Do you plug them into the wall?
They're like a hot plate. Well, they're a padded hot plate. I look at them, but they're not. They don't get very hot. They probably get. Well, they're 12 volts. They get they use the same electricity as a nightlight.
Right.
But I said, boy, I must be living right. You know. Every time I turn around, I'm getting a blessing, you know.
Must be the same sort of thing as electric blanket. They're actually relatively cheap to run, electric blankets.
You should get one for your cat.
I've got electric. Oh, she don't need. She's got a fur coat on, the cat.
No, but cats, see, they get old. They can't generate heat like they do when they're young.
She's got a little blanket. She's quite warm enough down there in that kitchen. Don't you worry.
No, I didn't mean it that way. I said if she's getting worse, she shivers a lot or something because they don't produce body heat. They don't matter how much you wrap them up.
No. Well, Marj, you have a lovely day. It's been lovely to hear from you at last.
Oh, okay. Well, that was short. Okay.
Anyway. What do you mean short? That was 10 minutes.
Oh,
How
was
long
it?
Do you want it?
It seems short. Okay.
And,
you're right.
Have a look at your connections there, Marj, because they're
I've got to get a new microphone. I think
another one? You've only just bought one. What did you do to them?
No, I never did buy one. I was going to, but I didn't do it.
You keep buying microphones. There's something there that's making buzzing, and it was going in and out. Yeah.
Well, the sound card is probably 10 years old. I need a new sound card, a new headphone, but I'm poor. I don't have no money. I do the best I can, Chris. I'm not like you. I'm not a millionaire.
Who's a millionaire? I'm not a blooming millionaire.
$50 t-shirt, $50 shoes,
I would be.
$100
What I should do,
$20
is sell it. What I should do is sell everything I've got here and move to Oklahoma. Then I would be a millionaire.
Yes, you would.
You see, that's how to do it. But when you're in the country that pays you that money, it all goes out again. You want to see the visa bill this month? My God, it's never been so high. That's because I've done the house up, though.
Well, I wanted to say happy birthday again, and you've got thousands of birthday messages. But anyway, happy birthday, and get off this old kick. I mean, it's all in your mind.
All right. See you, Marj.
I'm 10 years old right now. No.
Tell her, my darling. There we are, Marj, up nice and early in Oklahoma this morning to have a little bit of a chat with us. I think we've got young Paul who was trying to call in then, so we'll give Paul a little ring back there. Good morning to you. It's just coming up to 12 on Saturday the 8th of February 2014. I keep thinking it's 13. Do you keep saying 13, Paul?
I do. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, of course I can. Yes, perfect. Yeah. Good morning.
I wasn't sure, Chris, because I've been messing with this laptop as I was talking to you about earlier on, and I'm glad to hear it's working okay.
Messing with the laptop? I hope I'm not being used as a test for your equipment.
No. In my show last Sunday, we had a bit of an error because I noticed the sound wasn't coming through the mixer. It was coming straight out of the laptop and being picked up by the microphones.
Oh, what was that then? Was it a tick in a box? Was it as usual? It's usually a tick in a box somewhere.
To be honest with you, there was so much stuff on that particular laptop that last night I stripped it all off and I've started again. But I thought I'd listen into your show because I can't do much at the moment because I've still got my hand in this a cast, which is driving me around the bend.
Oh, how long's that been now then?
Since the Friday before last.
Tell us all about it, because not everyone will know about this. Paul's done his hand in, or his arm.
Yeah, well, I spoke about it last week, but it was the stupidest thing. I was working at one of the salons and I was putting a display in the window.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've cut thousands of cables in the past because I used to install network infrastructures. But are you aware of these things like in estate agents where they have the clear plastic things with the A4 sheet advertising the houses? Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, yes.
And down each side of those, they have a cable.
Yes.
Well, I was cutting one of those with my right hand because I'm right-handed, but I couldn't get it, so I twisted round and cutting with my left, and my knuckle just went...
Oh, that hurt, didn't it, eh?
Yeah, and my finger was stuck, bent. Well, on that day, the Monday, we went to the local hospital, and they just said, look, you know, we think you've got a ruptured tendon, and I just went on and on and on. And it took all week, and then at the end of the week, on the Friday, I was at Leicester Royal Infirmary, and 2 doctors and 2 physios were there, and they were discussing you may have to have this done. And anyway, there was a lovely Indian doctor who actually went with me. I thought I dislocated it. It had turned and gone back in wrong and stuck. So he went with that and said, look, let's go with that. So he said, I'm going to give you 4 injections, but they will hurt. And normally I can stand pain, but my God.
I bet you couldn't. Can you watch needle? I can't watch needles going in me. Oh, no.
It wasn't that. I don't mind that, but he just says to me, this is going to hurt. Not so much going in, but when the fluid's going in, and with 2 in the palm and 2 in the back of the hand, and I was biting the table. Having said that, my wife was sitting next to me, and she was thoroughly enjoying that.
My best mate, Ronnie, was in hospital once, and he had one of the bad flus. Now, what one was it? Bird flu, something like that. I can't remember once. Quite serious, but I had to go in there when I went to visit him. He was in an isolation thing, and I had to go in with a mask and a cape and gloves on and all that.
Who were you, Batman?
I was Batman, and of course, you know, now I like to bring it up and make fun of it. The fact that he was laying there in so much pain and all that. It's not funny at the time, of course. But yeah, isn't it funny how we take pleasure out of other people's mishappenings?
Yeah, well, my wife was sitting next to me, as I said, and I could see she was enjoying it. And of course, because they always talk of childbirth, I thought, well, I'm going to put up with this. Because the doctor kept saying to me, do you need to lay down? And I said, no, but I had to take my jacket off because the sweat was pouring off my forehead. Well, anyway, this doctor then just looked me in the eye and put my hand on the table and grabbed the finger and started tugging on it and just kept looking at me. And then he twisted it slightly and he went and went back in. And so it's been in a cast until next Thursday, I believe. But it's amazing how restricting it is. You know, I can't really do things because, you know, one hand is...
You can't drive, can you?
No. Well, it's not, you know, showering's a pain, having to hold my hand up in the air. Or you can get these... shower socks. Suzanne got one for me, which you pull over. But, you know, they're okay, but water still gets in there.
Is that costing you money now, then, I suppose? You can't work, can you?
Well, you know, I do a lot of the administration for the salons, so I've been sitting in here and doing a lot of that, but also it's given me an opportunity to sort of sort my kit out in here, and some of the things that have been niggling me. I know what you mean. I've got a mass of wires underneath my desks here, and really, you know, they should all be made in like a straight line, perhaps a little cable tie going around them. So you got one thick. No, there's not. They are just chucked under there. You know. On the other hand, you know, if something goes wrong, you just tug one and another one moves and you follow it along, and that's the one that's come out. We're all the same, Chris. I try to keep mine tidy. I got a new PC at Christmas, and I use that for the streaming PC now. And of course, just to change that PC out with all the connections to the mix, honestly. And then when you're sitting doing the show, you just think, oh, was it worth it? Because there's always something else that will go wrong.
Something else will come out. It's like when I had this, I put up with this being a real dump, this room, for years, as you well know, until it was decorated. I took everything out, everything came out, was decorated. Now, once again, there's bits of paper up on the wall, there's things behind me. I'm thinking, oh, I'd like to change the colour in here again. No, I don't think so. Oh, I hate it. I can't stand the inconvenience of decorating. My mate's having his house done at the moment. He's got these lights going up the stairs. It's like something out of bloody Disney. It really is. He's got little LEDs going up one side of the stairs in his house. And it gets better. They change colour, Paul. He's got this remote control and he says, here, look, and he starts pushing and all these little lights light up as the stairs go up. Well, what's all that about? Although when I was at Disney a couple of weeks ago, I must say I did quite like they had some paving stones in Epcot where they had just little lights built into the paving, almost very, very thin, tiny lights built into the paving that kind of twinkled as you walked over them. I quite like the look of those outside my house. Thank you very much.
Sounds very pleasant for a summer's evening. I was just saying, by the way, I watched. I've been sitting.
Oh, Paul, you've gone.
Sitting in here a lot, so I watched the video the other day when it was your birthday. Happy birthday, by the way. And that was a nice present Ron got for you. Very thoughtful.
Yeah, the Blu-ray player. And today, funny you should mention that, just a minute. Today, I received in the post my very first Blu-ray DVD. Can you guess what it is?
Does it have the song Under the Sea in it?
Ha! The Little Mermaid Blu-ray. Why are they so bloody expensive? 16 quid this was.
Have you connected your Blu-ray yet?
I have, yes.
And can you honestly say that you notice a massive difference between DVD and the Blu-ray?
Don't know yet. Haven't. I only got this morning, just before I came up on here. I heard the little door go, and down there was my brand new Little Mermaid DVD from Amazon. So there we are. So I'll let you know next week whether there is much difference in quality.
Yeah.
Also, I was in HMV the other day, and I bought Disney's Cinderella. La, 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 la. Did you know there was 3 Cinderella films?
I didn't, actually.
No, neither did I. Cinderella 1, 2 and 3.
Makes sense.
That's that. And I bought, that's just a normal DVD, and I bought Aladdin. And again, there's 3 Aladdin films. There's Aladdin, Return to Jafar, and Aladdin and the King of Thieves. So that's there. Yesterday, because he usually comes around Friday, yesterday we were sitting there watching DVD. This was DVD in Blu-ray player. And I have to say, the quality, that was pretty good. You know, so as I say, it'd be interesting to see if I can notice much difference. And we were watching Sleeping Beauty. Is that the one with the castle? Sleeping Beauty and the 3 Good Witches and the 1 Bad Witch?
I have no idea.
I think it's Sleeping Beauty, right? And it got to 20 minutes before the end of the film, and the DVD just stopped. And what's going on there? So we tried to get it to go, and then we went back to the beginning and fast forwarded it, and then got to the point, we pressed play, and it carried on, and it suddenly stopped again. So then we checked the chapters, you know, well, what chapter was it? So we went through there. We went to the chapter just before it started it. Nothing. And we couldn't forward to the chapter after it. So I've had to send the DVD back to Amazon. Very, very I couldn't believe that. Can you imagine if that was a little child watching that? They would have been in tears because, of course, you know, the princess hasn't been rescued yet. You know, well, he would have thought they would have died, and that was that.
Well, the good thing is you got it from Amazon, and their customer service and turnaround of stuff is amazing.
I was just about to say that, and this is I think it's only the 2nd item I've ever sent back from Amazon. So you go on the thing, you go to My Orders, you find your thing, return item, click return item, print this off and post it or whatever. Printed that thing off, and then it said I could drop it off at one of the little shops, you know, the Asian shops we have here.
Oh yes.
Star Supermarket, and that came up as a place to drop off, and I thought, well, I've never done that before. So I printed the thing off, put it in its envelope, took it, excuse me, do you take these? Yes sir. Took it off me, gave him a receipt, and that was that. I think he wasn't really interested in me, the bloke in there. He was too busy watching the school kids trying to nick sweets.
Can I just say hello to Marj? She friended me on Facebook a few weeks ago, and I have heard her on your show in the past, and I think she's got a wonderful accent.
We love her accent.
Yeah, so hello, Marj.
But she thought she was hard done by today. That was a quick call. No, it wasn't. It was 10 minutes, Marj. 10 minutes. That's all right for a call, isn't it? 10 minutes. You've had 11, Paul, so you better go.
All right. Okay, Chris. Well, it's been lovely speaking to you again. And
just before you go, I know you like gardening and all that. For my birthday, my sister... She said, what do you want? Oh, I don't know, sis. Because I don't like to ask my sister or any of the family for anything of high value. Do you know what I mean? Because I haven't got much money, so it's like, well, just get us something, put it in the post. She got us a large-ish bag of plant-type things. There were seed potatoes, a blueberry bush, and some other little bits and pieces like that. She's put them all in the post, so I shall be very busy over the next coming days if the blooming rain stops.
Well, yes, we've got it for another week, I believe, but I think personally we're going to have a gorgeous summer. So let's see how long it is before, once we get the sunshine, people start complaining that it's too hot.
Oh, that's all right. I just turned on my air conditioning, Paul.
Okay.
Lovely to talk to you. It's been a long time, my friend.
And you, Chris, take care, mate, and I'll speak to you again sometime.
Hope your hand gets better soon. Bye-bye, mate.
Thank you, bye-bye.
There we are, Paul in the UK. How lovely to talk to a couple of people this morning. It really is. If you want to join in and you're with us live, you can indeed call. 020-8133-6358 is the phone-in number. 020-8133-6358. That's a local London number. Or if you're anywhere else in the world, why not use Skype? Our Skype username is Chris Reardon. Okay? Chris Reardon is the Skype, or is it UK? Oh, I can't remember. No, just one word, Chris Reardon. Chris Reardon UK is the Twitter. Let me see if there's any more tweets today. Oh, yes, there's another tweet. I love LCFC. Hi, Chris. That username is me, Craig Adams. I'm a Leicester City Football Club football follower. So there we are. That's who that is there, sending those tweets this morning. Well, I'm glad that works. Oh, there's another one here from Mark. Karaoke extraordinaire Mark. Good morning, Mark. Mark, a little bit of bad news, I'm afraid, Mark. Tomorrow's karaoke at the Black Cap is the last one there. It's not been busy enough, and it's been replaced with a comedy night, unfortunately. So we've lost that one. But never mind. You know, time moves on. Never feel disappointed at... I must say, I don't really begrudge things when jobs come to... All jobs in the entertainment type thing, whether it's television people, singers, karaoke blokes like me, DJs like me, quiz nights like me, you know, all these jobs eventually come to an end. A friend of mine who does a show on LBC, Steve Allen, he says, you know, you don't retire from show business. It retires you. And I think that's very true. I think that's very, very true. I got a letter. Dare I tell you this? I got a letter from I've got a private pension thing that I've been paying into since 1992. I don't pay in much, okay? It's something like £125 a month. It's nowhere near much. And I got this letter from them yesterday, an annual statement, which says, at my retirement date, which I'll come to in a minute, because I think private pension is slightly different. You get to set excuse me. You get to set the retirement date yourself, right? And it said on my retirement date, my projected pension income will be £2,200 a year. A year. 2,000. How much is that a week? It's nothing, is it? 2,000. Hang on. 2200 divided by 52. 2200 divided by 52. So that's about 50 quid a week. Yeah, £42 a week. I will get £42 What a bloody waste of time that was then, weren't it? Putting in that money. See, the thing is, I paid for my house a while ago, although it's got another mortgage on it now. And when I paid for my house, I thought, well, I'm not going to need all that money if I've paid for my house, because part of that mortgage, part of the pension, was to pay off the house. Well, I thought, well, I don't need that now. You know, so what I did long time ago now is stopped the annual increase in payments, because it's supposed to go up a bit every year. So I sent them a letter saying, I won't be needing all that money. I'll stop it here. So that's why I pay in every month £125. Never ever missed a payment. But when you see what the value of it is and how much they're going to pay you, like £2,200 a year, you kind of think, oh, is it really worth doing that? What's that going to buy me? 42 quid. Eh? And no, here's the scary bit, right? That pension is set to start. Now, don't you tell any other young people this, because they really will think I'm old. It's set to start in 4 years. 2018, I think it said. Good God. I'm going to be drawing a pension in 4 years. Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Good morning, Wendy, who says, I love your blue top. Yeah, this is an Armani top, Wendy. Check that out. As I say, all this stuff here, all these nice clothes, I've bought these from the States. There is no way I would go into, wouldn't even walk into an Armani shop in the UK. This stuff is horrendously expensive in the UK. I would be paying probably more in pounds than you do in dollars in the USA for this stuff. But when we go on holiday to the USA, we go to the designer outlets, and it's all very, very reasonable prices. It really is. It's also got a little hood. Eh? Oh, quite a large hood, which completely covers my face, which maybe is not such a bad thing, really, is it? Eh? So yes, this is from our Armani. Nice. And I think it was something like $59. Oh, 36. Oh, actually, I can tell you what it was. Oh, hang on a minute. Because I've got a credit card that doesn't charge me an exchange rate every time I bought something. I've got two credit cards. One, which I use most of the time here, which is an American Express one, and I use that all the time is because I get cash back once a year. So once a year they see how much you've spent, and you get cash back off it, which can get to, I think it was about 150 quid I got in January, and that's for nothing. You see, you got that money just for using that card instead of any others. So that's not to be sniffed at, is it? 150 quid. But that one would charge me every time I use it in another country. So what it'll do is say, for example, I don't know, Starbucks, $20, and then it will say transaction fee, I don't know, 55 cents. So it may only be 55 cents, but that's 55 cents that I haven't had, that I shouldn't have to pay out. I don't feel I should pay that. So I've got another credit card with a Nationwide, and they allow you to use it, and there's no transaction fee. So when I go abroad, I use that credit card. Now, let me have a look. Armani. There's Armani. 107. Well, it says £107. Now, how many? That would mean. Let me have a look here. One minute. Yeah, there's only one Armani thing here. £107. So that was for 3 items. That was 2 jumpers like this, and this big, like, over, like, you could wear it as a coat. It's got, like, fake fur inside. And I bought a black one of those. I haven't got it with me yet. That's downstairs at the moment. And actually, Jimmy, my nephew, bought exactly the same one. And he's been telling everyone it's real fur. Of course, you know me. I would not allow my nephew to buy anything with real fur in it. Just wouldn't happen. So it's got fake fur. It's really warm and nice. Lovely. Lovely. Wendy also says, do you like animated movies in general, Chris? I love them. Yes, I do. I love all the Disney stuff. And of course, since I've been to Disney, and seen all the little shows and all that, I've got to buy the DVDs. I have seen them. I've seen most of the Disney films. But the funny thing is, you know, we were watching, as I say, Sleeping Beauty yesterday afternoon. And I couldn't remember most of it. It's so long. So you can buy them again. And they're entertaining and they're just good fun, aren't they? And they're nice. And it's the usual. Most of the stories are exactly the same. Boy meets girl, fall in love, they live happily ever after. But that's okay, because they're all told in different ways, and they've all got different bits of music in them and all that, don't they? Of course, we had that classical piece, la 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 la, and they were doing the dance and all that. And I'll tell you the bit where it cut off. The three good witches were doing their magic, and that bird, the evil bird that belonged to the evil witch Maleficent, or whatever her name is, it came in and sat on the window, and they were doing this magic, and then Sleeping Beauty comes in and she tries on her new dress, and that's a note, yeah, and then they were going back to the castle for her 16th birthday, and that's where it stopped, and it wouldn't play any further. How annoying is that, Wendy? Wendy says, did you know that Barry Manilow, incidentally, new picture of Barry Manilow for February on my back wall, wearing one of my his white jacket and looking very happy. That's not a, I don't know if you probably can't see that from there, but he's got a hearing aid thing in as well. That's not a hearing aid. That'd be so he can hear his band behind him. That's what that's for. Those of you that are just listening to the show, I'm sure you can work out what we're talking about here. Okay, that's the February picture of Barry Manilow. That will be with us in a few weeks, with the calendar sent to me kindly by Wendy, whose message I am reading out at this moment. Barry has written the music to a few, including Thumbelina. Well, I didn't know that. Do you mean the tune? Thumbelina, Thumbelina, tiny little thing. Thumbelina dance, Thumbelina sing. Did Barry Manilow write that? That wasn't a Disney film, though, was it? Wasn't that Hans Christian Andersen? Did he write Thumbelina? My favourite is The Pebble and the Penguin. Don't know that one. I don't know that film. Not sure you'd be able to get them on Blu-ray, though. We'll have to look into that. Thank you, Wendy. Well, we will see whether or not the Blu-ray pictures come up to expectation, whether you can actually see much difference between that and a normal DVD. All right, now let's see. I think there's another message here somewhere. What have I got to push on this Twitter Connect? That's right. Now, I seem to have lost Craig Adams' tweets. Why is that then? How comes I've lost your tweets, Craig, somehow? I've got up here. Oh, I can't work this Twitter bloody thing. Hang on a minute. I've got Marks. And I've got Fagash Leals. So why haven't I... Where's Craig's tweets gone? See, I just don't get it. Do I click that envelope thing? Direct messages, is it that? No. Craig, where did your tweets go? They've just disappeared. Have you deleted them? Can you delete them? Oh, I don't know. Someone tell me why those tweets have disappeared. Mentioned on... well, I can see an email. Oh, they come by email as well, look. Oh, right. What's all this about? Maybe I shouldn't have bothered using that. Oh, I don't know. No. Your tweets have disappeared, Craig. I don't know why. I really don't. Congratulations to Dan, who's in Ealing, who's got a new pussycat. Ah, now where's the picture of it? Let me find the picture of Dan's cat. Let me see. There it is. Do you want to see it, everyone? Let me see if I can get this down. 1 minute. Download. Yes. Save file. We might be able to show that to you. 1 second. Oh, just cut myself, I think. Now, what have I got to do? Come on, Chris. Get on with the show, dear. Yes. Images. Someone's got a new cat. You've got to see the new cat. 1 minute. 1 minute. Music. Date modified. There it is. And cut the picture of new cat. Oh, look. Look at the little cat. Isn't it nice? We love cats. What about its name is? Has he said what its name is? Its name is... Oh, what's its name? Ah, he says it's called... It's Bert. Bert the demon cat. Oh, bless its little heart. Well, cats are demons, I'm afraid. When they're that young, they will be climbing up curtains and doing all sorts of naughty things. One of my best mates' cats, Ronnie, he's got a cat called Ralph, and it actually learnt to climb up his wooden blinds to use them as a ladder. Have you got any cats or anyone that does that have done things like that? Oh, we love cats. You've got to get a cat. I'm happy with my cat, Katie, who seems to spend most of her time asleep now. Marj says, what states have you been in? Have you ever been to a Six Flags? I don't know. What's the Six Flags? No idea what that is, Marj. Please explain, dear. Please explain. What are we doing now? Anyone know in the UK if Dallas is coming back on Channel 5? They haven't said anything yet. I'm getting increasingly concerned about Dallas not coming back on the telly in the UK because we love Dallas. Any information on that would be gratefully received. Email address chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I see the Russian Winter Olympics have started. The didn't quite work out very well, did it? Unfortunately, the apparently one of the Olympic rings didn't open properly on the television on the opening ceremony. Did anyone see that? I haven't seen that yet. I've got to watch that back on playback. I think just to laugh, because they haven't got very good human rights in Russia, have they? They hate gays. They absolutely hate gays. And there was a programme on this week on Channel 4, a very serious programme, about hunting. And that's where groups of men go after gay people in Russia and beat them up. And not just a little bit of a kicking, a real good beating up. And I've seen many, many pictures on the television and news items about this. It's just awful, awful how people can just hate someone else just because they're a little bit different. Now, what is all that about? What makes us like that? I do wonder that sometimes. So when I heard that, and apparently half the hotels haven't been finished off. There's brown water coming out of some of the taps. They really haven't thought this. Come on, Russia, get your blooming act together. And how about a few human rights there as well while we're at it? Onto the phones back again. It's David on the Isle of Wight. Good morning, David. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. Guess what?
What?
I'm speaking to you from my tablet.
From your tablet computer? What have you got now then?
Well, I've got my laptop.
Yes.
I've got a Samsung Tab 3.
Tab 3. I don't know what that is.
It's a Samsung Galaxy Tab 3.
Yes.
Yeah, we got Harry.
Well,
Yeah.
it sounds all right to me, as well as does your child. Is that Charlie, the baby? Or the toddler? The toddler. Toddler, not a
That's
baby
the
anymore.
toddler. That's the 4-year-old,
Toddler.
right? But he's got the flu.
Oh, God.
He's just getting over it, bless him.
Not nice. Have you all had it?
No, I don't know.
How's the weather? Have you got any flooding on the Isle of Wight? Because you're south, aren't you? You must have had some big waves there.
We got loads of that. Actually, you know the train over here? Yeah. Well, it's only one track anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Hang on, Charlie. Hang on. It wiped it out totally.
So you've lost the train.
They had to rebuild it.
Well, the strange thing is, I've seen no news at all about the Isle of Wight. Nothing. It's all concentrated on Cornwall and Dawlish and Somerset.
Well, we lost our train.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve.
Well, nothing at all have been said on that at all. No, we have had nothing on the news about that whatsoever.
Yeah. Know what you mean.
Terrible.
Oh, hang on. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, it's alright. I don't know what happened then. Oh dear. Yeah, no, we've had some flooding, mainly Ventnor area and that way cows got flooded and that. Yeah. But the tunnel that the actual train went through.
Yeah.
Can you hear him? He's repeating. He's like the BBC,
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear him there.
Yeah, that's my 3-year-old.
We lost our... There's Kat there.
Hello, Kat.
She's still here.
Hardly hear from you two now. You're very quiet.
My best friend Ruby's upstairs.
I'm very quiet.
The pair of you are very quiet. We never really hear from you anymore.
Oh, no, because we're too busy, you see.
Well, I'm too busy to listen then.
Oh.
Well, no, not too busy to listen. I always listen.
Good boy.
I don't usually come on the live one. I usually listen to like the...
recording a little bit later on, yeah.
I know.
Did you see the holiday videos, did you?
I did. I was very impressed with them.
Oh, you like them? Did you see the Hoover video? I made a video this week about my new Hoover. Because I've got a new Hoover, 2000. I've got the box in here, 1 minute. My new 2000 watt Hoover. Okay?
You can play your game in a minute.
And,
Chris.
I made this video about this week. And for some reason, that's shot up. There's like nearly 800 people have watched that one. I don't know why.
Good.
But usually, you know, I won't lie to you, my short videos, you usually get about 60 or 70 people perhaps watching those ones. But the Hoover one has shot up to like 800 plus. So that's strange. I don't know why that's
I wonder why. Hey!
It's only a Hoover.
I heard that.
What was that?
Harry, you stop giggling.
You don't say things like that. What was I going to say to you? Perhaps it's because it's a Hoover.
Yeah, must be. All right, David, nice to talk to you today, sir.
And you.
You have a lovely day, and I hope they get your train working again soon.
Right, it's working now.
Good. Ta-ta! Bye now. There we are, David and family, the entire family there on the Isle of Wight. Could barely hear what was going on there for a moment. Shouting and screaming. We love it. We love noise. That's why I'm here making noise. Just going back to that Russian thing about you know, the issues they have there on human rights. In the Mail this morning, Clare Balding has been targeted by trolls for her Olympic sellout. Gay lobby attacks presenter for fronting gay coverage. Now, she began because she's got a girlfriend. Okay, so there's her and her girlfriend. So she's gay as well, and yet she is fronting the Winter Olympics. And of course, people are out now. How can you do that? You know, them with their gay rights and gay issues against gay people and all this business. And of course, she's fronting this, and there's a lot of people unhappy about that. My thoughts on that are it's a job, you know, and sometimes I think you have to separate what's going on there. So that's another job, you know, for which she will be paid a lot of money. So they're saying she's sold out. A similar thing happened last night to me. I'm playing a track called Blurred Lines. by Robin Thicke. Okay? I was completely unaware of this, and I'm still not quite sure what she was going on about. But a girl came up to me and said, "Do you know this song is all about rape?" And I said, "Is it?" She said, "Well, have you listened to it?" I said, "No, someone asked for it, so I've played it." She said, "Well, I don't think you should have it on. I'm offended by this." I said, "Turn around and have a look. Everyone's dancing." And it was indeed a very busy night last night. I work at the Black Cap on Fridays in Camden Town. And I said, "Well, they're all dancing." I said, "It's a top 40 hit." She said, "Well, I'm offended. What are your thoughts?" And you don't really want to get involved in anything when you're at work. And I said to her, I said, "I've got no thoughts on it." "Well, you must have an opinion." "No, I've got no opinion. I'm here to do a job, play the music, and that's what I'm doing." "Well, I just wanted to tell you that I'm offended by this." "Okay, then." "Well, are you going to do anything about it?" I said, "No." Now, do you think I was right or wrong there? It was a job. I'm paid to play music, and the way I do my DJing is to play the music that people ask for. The tune, if you're not familiar with it, Robin Thicke and Blurred Lines, it was a pop tune. I think it got to #1. It's very popular. She said it was a song about rape. I know nothing about that at all. Indeed, I can't lie to you. A lot of the tunes that I play now, I don't really listen to. There is music I'm not really keen on. I listen to the tune. I'm not really that bothered about words. I don't listen to the song and start what's the word? Evaluating? I can't think of the blooming word. I hate that when you can't think of a word. Evaluating it. You know when you look at something and you start analysing it. I don't put songs on and then analyse them. I just play the song that someone asked for. And almost a human jukebox. That's how I do my DJing. I don't analyse the songs first. Funnily enough, my mate Ron was saying to me yesterday afternoon, we're going to finish off in a couple of minutes, all right? Just coming up to 1 o'clock. My friend was saying to me yesterday, while we were watching Sleeping Beauty, he said, "Do you know," he said, "I was on Amazon looking at films, and someone was talking about Sleeping Beauty and had actually analysed the film. Instead of just sitting there and enjoying the film, they were taking little bits out and saying, 'Oh, well, of course, you know, if you were going out with a boy or you fancied a boy, you wouldn't say that.' Or, you know, 'Oh, did you notice the house on the left had a bit of the window missing?' Or things like that. Do you know what I mean? I just don't understand these people who constantly analyse everything. They pull it apart. I actually feel sorry for some of those people that can't just enjoy whatever it is that is put in front of them. She may well have been right about that Blurred Lines being a song about rape. Why didn't I know that? Indeed, did most of those people dancing know that? I am not there to educate people. I am there to entertain them. And similarly, it's a job, okay? I am paid to do a job. If I don't do that job to a reasonable standard, I'm out. There's no contract. I've got nothing to stand on at all. I'm straight out the door. All right? It's a job. Similarly, Clare Balding, who's gay and has got a girlfriend, who is fronting the Winter Olympics in a country, Russia, known for its very bad rules against gay people. She's fronting that. Similarly, she is just doing a job. She could have turned around and said, okay, I'm not doing it. Entirely up to her. I've got no problems actually with her doing that, because that's her job. Sometimes we all have to do jobs that perhaps, you know, we're not keen on doing. Maybe she wasn't keen on doing that job, but the old money was wafted in front of her. Depends on your morals, really. But even then, you know, you've got to be able to switch off and just do the job. Let's think about doctors, surgeons. You know, when they go in there and cut you open and pull your lung out, fix it and push it back in again. Do you think they have any feelings about that? Because if they did, they wouldn't be able to do the job, would they? They've just got to get on with the job. So that's my thoughts on that. I don't know what yours are. You can send them in on an email if you want to. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. All right, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Well, I never found those 2 tweets that came through, so that's really strange. Very, very strange indeed. And we've got to say hello to someone listening, watching on Google. I think it's Alex. Hello, Alex, who's in Brazil and is learning to speak English. Can I help him? Well, Alex, learning to speak English, what I would say is that watch a lot of English TV programmes and listen to English radio. Perhaps download some English podcasts. The BBC, you know, download any BBC podcast. And I'm sure if you were watching it like that, you would eventually, you know, start speaking English a little bit better or something like that. I don't feel that anyone can watch or learn English easily. I don't think anyone can do it. I find it very difficult to learn other languages. I've tried. I find it difficult. I think you can either do it or you can't. So you know, I think very much depends on you. And I've said before on this show, you know, we can all do something. It's just finding that thing that you're good at. All right? That's it for me today. Thank you very much. Don't forget, I do daily short videos, boys and girls, every day, except Sundays. There's a brand new short video. And you can find those by going to youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. Hit the subscribe button there, and every time there's a new video, you should get a little email if you set it up like that, okay? Once again, youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. I'd also, and we're just a little bit late for this because I found the email, and you didn't remind me, did you, Ian Duff in Canada? I did ask you to remind me about this, but you've just had a birthday, haven't you? At the end of January, so I must wish Ian Duff, a regular correspondent and viewer to the show, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy belated birthday, dear Ian. Happy birthday to you. All right? If you're having a birthday coming up, remind us, say, a week or so in advance, and I'll be happy to sing for you or any member of your family. Just one more quick message. Not the song, hun. The whole soundtrack was composed entirely by Barry Manilow. Thumbelina. Well, I didn't know that. And Marj says Six Flags Entertainment Corp is the world's largest amusement park corporation. Never heard of them. Never ever heard of them. Time to go. If you want to join us again for the live show, it's next Saturday, every Saturday at 12 o'clock UK time. All right. And the main email for the show, if you want to join in, is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Thanks for watching and listening. See you soon. Bye-bye now.